Hello, everyone, and welcome back to MTU Esports. Today, your Michigan Tech Huskies Call of Duty team is going to be facing off against Clarke University in the Playfly Varsity Premier League. I'm Jake, I go by Scrimby, and I'm joined tonight by...
I'm David.
And we do have the rosters for tonight's matchups for you. David, do you mind going on over the teams we're going to see?
Of course. So for the Tech players, of course, we have our captain Max as Scuba. We have Christian as Clutch Russ, Daniel as Pinery, and then Trent as Twint. And then for the Clarke University, we have co-captain Santos, and then the other co-captain is the Animalist King. We have Big M 2015 and Truffle Stuff.
All right. And the Call of Duty team, this is week 7 of the regular season, currently sitting at a 1-4 overall record. They've picked up a forfeit win against San Jose State and had 2 bye weeks in there. So going to be interesting to see how the rest of the season shakes out. Clarke is also only sitting with a forfeit win. They're at 1-5 currently. They were swept by Mars Hill University last week while the Huskies are coming up off of a bye. We do have some interesting news from Playfly regarding playoffs this year, and I'd like to issue a correction for my previous streams this week. With the new playoff format, the Huskies are still alive. They have to win the next 2 games. They have to beat Clarke tonight, and they have to beat Cal State Domingo Hills next week, and then as long as the rest of records hold and nothing crazy happens, they will barely squeak in as the 6th seed to the playoff bracket. The contingency in that is that if Cal State wins tonight, it is impossible for the Huskies to catch up, even if they do beat them next week. So a lot to play for here to see if the Huskies can sneak in late and possibly make a bit of a playoff push here. Because they have been playing a lot better in the past few weeks. We've seen them get significantly better, starting to grow into the competition they've seen in this conference over the course of the season.
For sure.
So if they can flip that switch tonight, start stringing some games together and get a win here, they're in the hunt for the playoffs. A lot to fight for here.
Yeah.
Very exciting stuff. And we're gonna have to see what happens. The Huskies are coming off of a bye week, so they've had a little bit of time to prep for this game and the Cal State game next week. Obviously, Cal State has not had their bye in a while, Clarke has not had their bye since I think week 2. So they've had a long time where they're still coming into every week, game planning for each opponent. So a lot to think about going in here, but it does look like we are going to have some player issues getting into the lobby. So while those get sorted, we're going to cut to a brief intermission. We'll keep you updated as we learn more, and hopefully we'll see you shortly for the start of Game 1. See you in a bit. Welcome back, everybody, and we are ready to go here on Hardpoint for Game 1. Apologies for the tech issues to start the stream, but we had some issues with players getting into the lobby. Unfortunately, not much we can do there. Map 1 is going to be Hardpoint on 6-star. Let's see how this game goes. So far, Twent in position, picking up some points for the Huskies on that hardpoint. Quickly recaptured by Clarke, but a big 2K from Clutch Russ to give the point right back to Michigan Tech. Both of these teams looking for their first non-forfeit win in this conference. A lot to play for here. Playoff implications for the Huskies. Very, very big game to watch here. And so far, the Huskies playing up to the hype, have an early lead here, about 20-4 on P1, getting ready to shift to P2. Still capturing the point, currently being contested by Scuba. And it will drop. P2 is going to be shifting. And here we go. Huskies in position for it. Not currently capping it. There we go. Pinery now getting points for Michigan Tech. Reminder, it is first to 250 points, wins this game of Hardpoint. And we'll take the first game in this best-of-5 series. Nice kill there by Pinery. Still holding possession single-handedly for Michigan Tech here. Twent playing outside on one of the outer lanes. Clarke has found their way in, but Pinery still holding strong, still picking up points. About halfway through P2, does finally get flanked, but the Huskies take it right back. Both teams contesting now, and it looks like the Huskies are going to settle in charge, at least for the moment. And Truffle Stuff gets taken out by Clutch Russ. Now Solo holding the point again. Nice work here by Michigan Tech, minimizing damage from Clarke and building that early lead.
They're not even going to contest the point there. They're just all going to the next one.
Yeah, at this point, it's just sunk cost for Clarke. Only about 10 seconds left on that P2 spot. So they have to reassess, go for the new point.
It's interesting they don't even send one person to check it out.
Yeah. Especially when you know only one person's on it, you know.
Yeah.
But that is the choice Clarke made. And so far it's paying off for them. They have possession of P3. Doing a good job of holding it so far. They have trophy systems down as well. But now contested by Michigan Tech. Clutch Russ tries to get a kill, gets taken down. Nice work so far by Clarke, picking their fights, picking their angles. Doing well on P3 here, trying to build back from an early lead by MTU. And so far, they're taking a decent chunk out of it. Clutch Russ looking for a push. Takes out one. Knows the other person's location based on when the site lit back up in favor of Clarke. And Pinery will take them out. And now, once again, Huskies in control. 10 seconds left on P3, about to shift to P4 at the fountain. Clutch Russ in position right now. Two Clarke players trying to figure out how to push that central lane and get onto the site, though. We'll see how long Michigan Tech can hold this one. Clutch Russ finds an early kill. Gets the second as well. Nice work there. Huskies, bit of an unsavory point here, but have not won a game yet in a Playfly match. So this would be the first game win. Obviously not going to mean as much as a series win, but getting on the board here would be a nice confidence boost for the rest of this series. Point contested, Twent goes down. Clarke will recapture. About half the points scored so far in comparison to Michigan Tech. These teams playing fairly evenly matched so far, David.
Yes, I've definitely seen a lot of back and forth with this last point. Very different from what we saw in the beginning with Tech being so aggressive and really contesting mostly 90% of that point, I'd say.
Yeah. Seems like they were a bit more confident on P1 and P2, had their rotations a little bit more down pat. And P1 is about to come right back up. And Twent, the bait is going to work there. Huskies still contesting the point. One player goes down. Clarke in possession right now, and now Clarke does have possession of this middle point after they reset. Nearly tying the game now, about 15 seconds away from doing so. Clarke still in control. Big M the one on the point for them. But a nice counter push thwarted for the Huskies. Clutch Russ picks up a kill, trying to keep the momentum going. Point is currently uncontested. Huskies want to kill before they push any further. Animal is waiting, trying to reevaluate as well. Gets traded by Clutch Russ. Going to pick up some points here for the Huskies. They needed it too. Getting very close to losing their lead. 15 seconds to go on this hard point. Scuba looking for a way around. Gets a kill. Saw a second as well. Trying to find a better angle. Gets it. Nice kill there for Scuba. But unfortunately, the pressure is going to be a little bit too much on that point for Clarke. Husky's going to have to lock down P2, but they are in a perfect position to do it right now. All 4 players in the area ready to start taking out some Clarke players and take as many points from P2 as they can.
Yeah, this is where we've seen Tech shine, is when they have all 4 on the point, not staggered.
Looks like the formation's holding pretty strong for now, and they need to buy time for Scuba and Pinery to get back. They're trying to reevaluate as well. They do not want to get caught on an overreach. Scuba on a 5K would have a cruise missile by now. Clutch Rust getting close to one as well. Those kill streaks can come in very handy when you start to lose a point. Players trade outside the point. 20 seconds to go here. A lot of points for Clarke to pick up the pieces from here. Huskies looking ahead, want to get on P3 right now. Do not see a point in running across the map to make this push last second. And it looks like this formation should help them, at least in the early goings here, for the second rotation of P3. This game is close, though. About 15 points separating the two teams. Probably the closest single game we've seen all season so far.
For sure. We've seen the Huskies gain a lead every single time that they gain a point. They've held it down for a considerable amount of time every single time they get it.
And it's just those team formations that you were talking about earlier, where they're getting 2 or 3 people on the site, so Clarke is having to send their entire team in over and over again to get those clears.
Yeah.
But right here, it winds up working out for them. They do take P3, and now the Huskies trying to find a way in. But the site's clear, and Twent's going to start picking up some points again. Big news here for Michigan Tech. Clarke out of position. They need to regroup and push. Big kill there for Scuba, going to buy some more time, but the push coming from the opposite direction for Clarke, and the Huskies were not ready for it. Clarke retakes. 20 points separating the two teams right now. With 12 seconds to go here, Huskies looks like they're going to go ahead and rotate over, get ready for P4, but now they know Animal is coming. They know he's around that corner. Pinery, risky peek here, does not get it. Huskies still holding the point for now, but it is Twent, all alone, having to surrender the point and wait for a Husky regroup here. Big kill there for Amari, but does get traded. Site contested for Michigan Tech. Twent gets 1 kill. Truffle Stuff still on the point, though, for Clarke. And this game is now in Clarke's possession. They have just taken the lead. Still a player for Clarke on that point. Scuba needs this kill. About 30 seconds to go. Huskies cannot surrender this point. Do not want to give a lead this late to Clarke. And now Huskies getting themselves back in this game. 2 players pushing up for Clarke. Clutch Rust gets 1 kill, not able to get the second. Scuba goes down, and Clarke back in possession. Final few seconds tick down. We will be going back to P1 here shortly. Will the Huskies try to salvage anything here? Does not look like it. Going to let Clarke hold this one out. Twent getting in position for P1 for the 3rd time. Twent, nice kill there early. Going to start capping points. They need every single point they can get. Points contested. Twent looks away at just the wrong moment. But now Huskies once again holding it down. Little bit of a deficit to recover from here, but it's very narrow. Holding P1 well would put them in a great position to win this game. 3 players alive for MTU. Scuba still on the site. Pinery watching from above, and Twent there now as well. Trying to hold down this point for every single bit of score they can get out of it before it shifts back to P2.
Yeah, MTU has taken back the lead now with only 13 points to go.
It's first to 250.
250,
So they have a little bit longer to hold out here.
Sorry.
But this is still in a very good spot for them. Building up a pretty significant lead. Clarke will need to get significant progress on P2 to keep themselves in this game. And now I think it's just you hope Clarke overextends. Huskies clear the 200 mark on P1. Scuba getting every point he can out of P1. But now Clarke in possession of P2. Clutch Rust looking for a way in. Currently about a 2 KD for Clutch Rust. Twent going to get taken down on that push attempt. Just Big M sitting in the corner trying to get as many points as possible. And so far, Clarke able to hold, but captured quickly by Pinery. A big pistol kill there for Pinery. Just taking more and more time off this clock. Cannot let Clarke get set. Twent overextends just a little bit, but Scuba on the site to back up. More points here for MTU, about 35 away from winning this game. Big kill there for Scuba, still holding Clarke off this point. We are going to see P3 again. And the Huskies are aware of that, getting ready to make some kind of push for the site. And it looks like right now they might be in a slightly better position, at least for the early goings on this point. They do surrender it to Clarke, so they are going to pick up some points at the end of this cycle. And Clarke in position on P3. Pinery going to need to do something big here to keep Clarke from taking the lead back very late. Clutch Rust using that cruise missile. This is going to be a really good point to use this on, too. Does get a kill. And just like that, Huskies back in control. Clarke surrenders, or Clarke retakes right back. And players in a good position here for Clarke. Huskies need to push. Full force team push. Gonna get 2 down. Pinery in the corner. The point is currently being contested by Pinery. And a 1-point difference between these teams. Pinery got that kill, needed it. Another player coming for Clarke. Can he see it? He does! A big kill there. Huskies barely holding a lead right now, but that Clarke offensive is not going to stop. They need one last team push here. Huskies trying to get in position for it, and they have 3 players on the site. Clutch Rust going to back up, keep getting points. 10 away now. Final push for Clarke. They need it right now. Clutch Rust gets a kill. 5 to go. Clutch Rust keeps denying. 250 is on the board. Huskies take game 1.
Huge win for Tech, being their first one of the season.
Yeah. Needed that one, and it was a nail-biter. But especially now coming back from the bye, knowing there is some playoff implications on the line here. I believe that push came out after their most recent game before this because they had that bye week. Coming into this game knowing, wait a minute, we still got something to play for here in the playoffs, and it comes through in a big way there for Michigan Tech. So nice work there, taking a 1-0 series lead to start this series off. Really nice game there from Michigan Tech.
Yeah, that was really exciting to watch.
Yeah, really exciting things there. And if you're looking for a place to stay next year, we have the perfect places for that. Find the perfect location, live where you want to live. Go check out houghtonforrent.com if you are looking for a house or apartment next year. I'm not sure how much availability they have left. I know their leases go quick, but if you're looking for a place, be sure to reach out to them. Going into game 2, we are going to see some search and destroy here.
That's
going to be
exciting.
an interesting game. I have the maps here, but yeah, this is going to be. This is a big game, and that's the thing. Hardpoint was the game that seemed like Michigan Tech couldn't get any progress going on.
Yeah, I definitely think that was their worst out of the 3.
Mm-hmm.
And going into Search and Destroy is going to be very big for Tech, especially coming off of a win.
Yeah.
That momentum is going to go moving forward.
Mm-hmm. And this is going to be played on Invasion, so this is a map they have been picking up pretty well for Search and Destroy. Going to be interesting to see how the Huskies play here, going in with the series lead to Search and Destroy. But it's interesting to see. It's seeing this team develop chemistry, start to build towards being able to compete with these tougher schools over the course of the season. The Michigan Tech team we saw week 1 is not the same team we're seeing today.
For
and
sure.
It's been tough to see that with how the scoreboard's been. But, I mean, in a game like this, it's just going got tough there. They lost the lead for a bit, but they banded together. They found a way back into the game, and they took back that victory. Even though Clarke wound up having a pretty late lead there. So, really exciting stuff there for Michigan Tech. We are going to have Map 2 Invasion ready for you in just a moment. While the lobby gets set up for that, we'll be back after a quick intermission. See you in a sec. Welcome back to Invasion, everybody. Ready to start game 2? We're going to be doing some search and destroy. Huskies are going to start as the attacking team in this one. Remember, first to 6 rounds in this game mode wins the point in the series. See what happens here. Scuba going up into an apartment looking for an angle. Trying to protect Twent a little bit as Twent advances towards that B site. So far, no kills. Team's playing very slow, do not want to go down to an early disadvantage. Shots taken at Scuba. Scuba goes down, so does Clutch Ross. Pinery gets a trade. Twent goes down. Pinery, the last player standing. In this apartment, does not seem like Clarke knows where he is. Able to pick up a kill. Gonna have time to reload as well. 1v2 situation here. Clarke in control of the bomb. Pinery will eventually have to push. 40 seconds to go. The Clarke players separate. Pinery might have a golden opportunity here, trying to isolate 1v1s.
Yeah, that would definitely be fortunate for Pinery.
Yeah. He can spot Amare here. Just did so. Shots taken, not going to hit. Needs to fall back, regain some HP. Just 20 seconds to go now. Did wind up getting the bomb. Has enough time to get to A site as well. Look at this. Pinery, will he get the plant off in time before the shots come in? Bomb goes down, needs to hurry off site. Oh, gonna get taken down. Clarke will get the defuse here and take round 1. Nice quick thinking, though, from Pinery. Just need to get off site instead of trying to get in position. And unfortunately, Clarke will take round 1 there for Michigan Tech. But nice work there, working from a 1v3. Made that a much more feasible situation. Eventually, rounds like that will fall in your favor.
Yeah, that was unfortunate seeing Clarke sneak up on us like that. Who was the one in the apartments?
It was Scuba, I think, who was up there originally. And then I think Big M was the one on Clarke who was watching from above.
Yeah, they were just sneaking down below.
Yeah, really nice. Really nice counter there from Clarke that put us in that 1v3 situation. But then Pinery, over the course of the next minute, able to make some decent progress towards getting around win there. Got a plant off. So, nice to see that progress from Pinery. Grenades going off. Michigan Tech on the defense now. I do want to mention, though, I mean, we can hear the players, like, when they, like, start to scream and stuff downstairs. Like, they were amped after game one.
Yes, they were
that
getting
was
hyped.
really fun to see. It's been a tough season for these guys, but, coming in, knowing they've got something to fight for, starting to chain some wins together. Really nice to see for them. Pinery, once again, the last man standing in a 1v3. This time on the defensive, needs to try to read where the bomb is going. This is going to be tough. Lots of damage done to a Clarke player, but position is revealed now. They know which site they can go to. Animal waiting for Pinery, knows where he's going to be. Overextends anyway. Pinery in a 1v2 now. Nice kill there. And now Amari on the hunt. Still no plant from Clarke, but it will go down on the A site now. 45 seconds for Danny to get there. Can he do it? Long distance shots. Almost gets the kill on Big M. Just one more would have done it. But now going to need to reevaluate. Looking for a way onto this A site. Only about 20 seconds to go. Takes a lot of damage. Needs to reassess again. And there, just a late push from that Clarke player. Going to take out Pinery one more time. Clarke with a 2-0 lead here in S&D.
Yeah, Clarke is almost overextending during these 1 versus 3, 1v2 situations. They're not really playing that much together.
Yeah, it seems like they're separating a lot more than they need to. Overextending a little bit on these pushes too, trying to hunt players down. Like, I mean, their initial gunfights have been very good so far. They're winning the early exchanges, and then it's just, it feels like they're being a little bit too aggressive late when they have the lead. So
Yeah.
We'll see if Michigan Tech can find a way to capitalize on that. Twent going to take the bomb. Looks like they're going to favor a B push at least early here again. Watch Russ see somebody through the smoke. Damage dealt. But I believe that was Animal who's going to duck behind a barrier and not go down that early. Scuba shooting into the smoke. Not going to see anything in there. Smoke grenade blocking that view onto B site right now. Meanwhile, Twent lurking in the market trying to get some kind of kill off an overextension from Clarke. Very late for this to still be a 4v4 in comparison to the other two rounds, but now Huskies look like they're making a push. Twent spots somebody on the bridge, but gets taken down by Animal. Truffle gets traded. Big M gets a nade kill on Pinery. 2v3 now. The Huskies have also lost the bomb. Animal currently with possession of it. Clutch tries to smoke out Animal with a grenade, but it does not work. Trophy system goes down, blocks it, and now it's just Scuba remaining. Animal goes down. Nice kill there. Got down in just the right moment to keep Scuba from getting that kill. And now 3-0 in favor of Clarke. Huskies going to need to chain some rounds together to make this comeback and try to keep their series lead. Animal so far off to a very nice start for Clarke. Picking up some big kills for them. Huskies back on defense now. Clarke is going to be pushing here for the second time. Huskies really do not want to go down 4 rounds to nothing. That is a tall order to make a comeback from for anybody. Clutch Russ, very aggressive early peek there. Does not get punished for it, but not able to find a kill. Oh, Twent just barely gets taken down. Almost had Animal. Clutch Russ going to try to chase. Nice last second kill there, but does get traded very quickly. A 2v3 once again. Scuba and Pinery, now just Scuba, as Pinery gets taken down by Truffle Stuff. Uncontested B plant here for Clarke. Scuba gonna need to isolate these gunfights again, but Animal must have spotted him on the bridge. Scuba does get away. Big M still pushing. There might be an opportunity for Scuba to slip through here. Still gonna need to get at least 1 kill.
Yeah, very similar situation with Clarke being way too spread out for a situation like this.
Yeah. Truffle Stuff sitting up in that balcony. Spots Scuba, and that is going to be the end. Scuba not ready for somebody that far up the lane, and that is going to make it 4-0 Clarke. And there you see the advantage of taking those off angles, spreading out a bit. is that, you know, the Huskies don't know by default where to look for you.
That is true.
Awful stuff. Nice job there in that round. And now Huskies down 4 rounds in a best of 11 game mode. That's a tall order. Trying to prevent Clarke from tying this series up. You can see Pinery and Clutch Russ each sitting at 3 and 4. But Animal and Big M doing a great job of carrying Clarke right now. A combined 11 and 2 between those two. Michigan Tech back on the offensive side, watching Big M down mid. Almost gets taken out, I believe, by Clutch Russ. But once again, going to hide behind that barrier. Just trading shots over that middle lane. Huskies leaning towards an A push this time. Not sure that Animal's going to be ready for how far up Clutch Russ is pushed. I don't think he spotted him yet. Oh, now he has for sure. And that is going to be a quick kill from Animal. Twent taking some damage, but able to get behind a barrier. A second Clarke player pushing. Gets taken out by Twent. 3v3 now. Going for a plant. Should have time to get it off as well. And will do so. And the clock now working in favor of MTU. A big kill there from Scuba as well. 3v2. Pinery drops the trophy system on site. Going to make holding this a little bit easier. Scuba sending nades over. Knows where Big M and Animal are. Under 30 seconds to play now. Pinery very aggressive angle here. Big M waiting for Twent to overextend. Twent playing much more conservatively. Trophy system going to block that nade from Big M. Twent gets a kill. Final player standing against Big M. Just gets caught in the crossfire there. Michigan Tech takes their first round of this game. Good job there from the Huskies. Something that you talked about quite a bit early on. Not overextending. Making sure you keep what you have. And that works exactly in Michigan Tech's favor here. Nice work on defense once they had that bomb planted.
Yep, here we go. 1 round can be the deciding factor of a game like this. So here comes the heat streak.
And yeah, this can be a very swingy momentum game as well. Very easy to chain back-to-back rounds together once you find your shot. Truffle Stuff going to take the bomb for Clarke here. Leaning slightly towards an A push, but the rest of the team currently going B. Might go for some kind of decoy plant. Or just staying mid and choosing to reassess later. Clarke very slow on the push here. Taking this lane piece by piece. So far have not run into much opposition from Michigan Tech. Some shots traded across the bow there, but nothing going to fall. Clutch Russ does pick up the first kill for Michigan Tech, making it a little bit harder for Clarke to push up here. Heinrich spots the players for Clarke. Knows it's a B push. Twent sitting up near that A site. Lots of damage on the carrier there. Not able to get the kill. Oh, gets caught in the explosion from the car. Twent and Scuba go down. Now a 3v2. Clarke has flipped this round in their favor, but still working against the clock to get the bomb down. They will get the plant on A. Clutch Russ and Scuba. Or Clutch Russ and Pinery, excuse me. Now a 2v2 retake situation. Nice kill there. Pinery looking for somebody through the smoke. Not going to spot them. Looks like they might try to regroup here. Oh, Clutch Russ sees ahead. Can he get that shot? No, he can't. Pinery looking for an angle on the same player. Still nothing. Ruffle Stuff holding this lane. May not be expected. Oh, sees Clutch Russ. Gonna get taken down 1v2. And gets the second kill on Pinery as well. A big rebound round there for Clarke. And now we are in match point. Next round for Clarke wins them this game. Huskies need 5 in a row. Very high leverage situation for Michigan Tech. Need the next 5. Big M and Truffle and Animal all having fantastic games for Clarke. Starting to see life from all 4 Huskies players in this game. Let's see what they do back on offense here. Leaning towards a B push to start. Scuba sending nades. It's waiting for a Clarke player to overreach. They want this advantage. But so far, that is not happening. Oh, Truffle tries to catch some Husky players in a crossfire. Clutch Russ gets taken down by a headshot from Amare. Huskies currently have B site. Twent might have time to get the plant here, but it's risky business. Is he going to go for it? He is. Knows 3 Clarke players are back there. Truffle Stuff sneaks behind the Michigan Tech line. Only 1 player, or 2 players left, excuse me. Twent and Pinery. Twent goes down. Pinery, the last player standing. Clarke has not gone for a defuse yet, but going too soon, and that is going to do it. Clarke going to win this search and destroy game. Final score is going to be 6-1. Really nice way for them to rebound from that loss in hardpoint. But still not over by any means for Michigan Tech. The series is tied 1-1. From here on out, it's basically just a best-of-3 series. So we shall see what happens here. I'm going to want to take a look at the final stats here as well. Interested to see how this shook out.
That was unfortunate to see on Search and Destroy as Tech's most prominent game mode.
It's a mode that it seemed like they had been performing, like punching above their weight a bit against a lot of these other teams. I mean, like Fisher, Mars Hill, Newberry are these crazy good Call of Duty schools. And then it just seems like Michigan Tech was playing up to them in a really special way on S&D. But Clarke doing a really nice job of shutting them down and now forcing a 1-1 series tie, going into control points, which is another mode that Tech has been performing very well on recently. But we know now that we're going to see at least a game 4, which means we are going to see another round of hardpoint. So that will be interesting to see for sure. Indeed. I guess just any final notes about how Tech played there on S&D, what you think they can do better? I mean, not everything is going to translate, obviously, from Search and Destroy to Control Point, but...
No, well, that first game being the first one that they won this season, it could have been something along the lines of being overconfident even. In a game mode that they've been performing well, they could have thought that they would have shut them out, and that could have been their demise. So maybe they need a head check. Maybe they just need to rethink their strategy, but they've got time. They've got the best of 3 coming up. I think they can get something done.
Absolutely. All right. We're going to be back for Game 3 in just a little bit. We will have Control Point for you. Remember to like and subscribe to our YouTube and Twitch channels if you have not already. Both tags are at MTU Esports. But Game 3 starting in just a moment when the lobby gets set up. We'll see you then. Welcome back, everybody. Game 3 ready to get going here on Karachi. Before we continue, remember that University Images is your official headquarters for authentic Michigan Tech Huskies apparel. It's university-owned, university-operated. University Images located right here in the SDC, or go to bookstore.mtu.edu if you're looking to pick up some of our Michigan Tech esports jerseys or any other Husky swag going into hockey season. I'm going to get first blood here on control point. Quick refresher for how the mode works for those of you who are not as familiar. There are 2 points on the map. The attacking team is trying to capture both before the time runs out. They get additional time when they complete one of the points. So there's 2 minutes on the clock to start. You get an extra minute when you complete the first point. Both teams have 30 total lives they can use over the course of each round. Once you run out of lives, no respawns. And once all players are dead, that is game over. The opposing team wins the round. So Huskies currently down a life, but making progress on that A control point. Something they're going to need to get extra time on the clock here. Went slowly ticking away on that A site. Nobody from Michigan Tech making a big push towards B yet. Looks like that might be changing with Scuba here. But Twent getting very close to capturing A. Final push here, and they will get it, so extra time added to the clock now. Huskies with a 2-life advantage as well. Quickly reduced by Clarke to being even split. But now just 1 point to focus on for the rest of this game here. Everybody's going to be bunched around B site, trying to make sure that their team is the one in charge when that clock expires. Scuba waiting for somebody to peek that angle, but nobody from Clarke willing to do it right now. Trophy system goes down for Scuba, doesn't want to get caught by a nade. Huskies slowly trying to carve away through this Clarke defense, trying to figure out where they are, get some kind of entry frag. Scuba picks up a big trade there for Michigan Tech, possibly a way in. Heinrich, big kill as well. They need to get to that diner, stay in there, and make sure they get that point progression. A minute to go now. Clock is running very quickly. Huskies need to get down there. Amare sneaks through a window, gets a big melee kill there on Pinery. And that is going to slow down the Michigan Tech offensive significantly. Less than 15 lives to go, but not a ton of time on the clock either. Huskies need to pick up the pace. Are you seeing anything here, David, that you just like... Are you thinking a team fight's better for Michigan Tech here, or should they keep splitting up looking for entries?
I think that in the beginning, it was kind of interesting to see Tech had a lot of good positions on the roof there that were really kind of tearing up Clarke. But it looks like it's kind of flipped around, and Clarke has been kind of doing the same thing to them.
Yeah.
So I think grouping up might be a good thing here, which it looks like they're going to do right here.
Final 15 seconds. Finally making some progress towards that diner. Clock does stop while you're on the control point, but really not much margin of error here for the Huskies. Final push coming in. Pinery needs to get there to stop the clock. Able to do so, but the Clarke players are coming. Can the rest of the Huskies get there in time? Big kill there. 4.4 seconds on the clock. Pinery gets a kill. Huskies need more. Point progress finally happening. 4 seconds to go here in round 1. Huskies cannot let this point up. Almost there. The whole team's on the site, and they're going to take it with 4 seconds to go. A huge round 1 there for Michigan Tech. An absolute nail-biter. Not a ton of lives left on their clock either. But with 4 seconds to go, take round 1 on the offensive on what looks like it may be a very difficult to push site on Karachi.
Yeah, that was pretty back and forth there with them winning that first point so easily and then having that like big 40-second to minute struggle.
Yeah. Well, the other thing too is that the B site is so much further away than the A site is that it is punishing when you get killed trying to make that push. It takes like 15 seconds to get back to where you were. And when you're dealing in a game where the max time length is about 5 minutes, like that's a ton of time.
Yeah, it does look pretty defender-sided there.
Yeah. But then again, the first site, it just seems like the attacking team can waltz right onto.
Yep.
Clarke making very quick progress here. Do not want to waste any time locking down that A site, and they will not. And now, once again, we are playing a one-site game here on Karachi. Let's see how the Huskies' defense holds up around this diner. Ruffle stuff looking for a bit of a... Actually taking an angle through Tech spawn. Pinery not ready for it. Truffle stuff has a way in already. Already the progress starting for Clarke. They have 2 players on this site. Gonna be able to lock in some progress here as well. Twent looking for a way in. Spots a player, takes them out. Now contesting the site. 2 big kills here for Twent, breaking up this Clarke push. Site is still contested, though. And that is a trade. Clutch Russ going to pick up the kill. Actually, team kills Twent as well. But that's a shot you have to take in that situation. Cannot let Clarke get any more progress. Clutch Russ, meanwhile, going to take away some progress on that point for Clarke. And now with 1:50 to go, seems like play is stabilized a bit. Lives are about even as well.
Very similar looking match to last one, of course, with that first point being taken so fast.
Mm-hmm.
And we've got a little bit of similar thing with it being even on this last point.
Yeah.
And Tech is actually taking the lead here.
And you're seeing a similar thing now for Michigan Tech, where they're able to stay in and out of those apartments, picking up kills before Clarke can get to the site. And they've built up a bit of a life advantage now with 1:20 to play. They're up 3. Those extra lives could mean something late. And now another offensive coming from Clarke. Twent gets behind it, able to pick up a kill. But there's still a player in there. Oh, Twent just walks his way around the house and just takes out that player for Clarke. Little bit of luck, little bit of skill. But either way, a very big kill there to slow down Clarke. Under a minute to play. And they're still looking for a way back onto this site. Got there very early. But Michigan Tech able to stave them off. Let's see if they can keep them away from the site for good this time. 40 seconds to play. But here comes a push. Heinrich, tight angle, gets a kill on Amare. Clarke making their way out into the clearing. They are going to be able to get back onto the site. Let's see how much progress they're able to get. Scuba watching through that window, trying to catch a Clarke player overextending. Meanwhile, final push going to need to happen soon here for the Huskies. Progress is almost full. Oh, they get on just barely in time. It's not going to be enough. Clarke takes round 2 here. Got a little bit too testy with the clock. And Michigan Tech not able to stave off this last Clarke push, making the score tied here 1-1. This is a best-of-5 game mode. So the first team to win 3 of these rounds will win this 3rd point. A 1-1 game. I mean, we're seeing some close games here in this series so far.
For sure. It's pretty much a back and forth to see who can defend B better at this point.
Yeah, and I mean, Clarke had that really long, successful streak of holding them off, but once Tech got through, just everything fell apart. They felt like they had to blitz for a retake. They didn't want to give up too much progress, so they were never able to get set, and that just meant the Huskies were able to do it all in one push. But we'll see now if they can replicate that feat here in round 3. Back on offense is Michigan Tech, already making that progress on the A site very quickly, just like Clarke in round 2. But Animal actually counters. Clarke staves off the Michigan Tech push here, and for at least for the moment, Michigan Tech going to need to put in some extra work to take back A. Truffle Stuff gets taken down by Clutch Russ. Nice kill, taking out a potential sniper, and Clutch Russ going to get traded right back. Oh, Twent needed that kill. And now it seems like Michigan Tech might actually go for a B push instead, wanting to take the easier A site later. As long as the team is on either point they need to control, the clock is stopped. So Michigan Tech has the time to do this, but if they're going to do it, they need to commit now.
Yeah, only 40 seconds left. They have to make a decision, but...
Yeah. It seems like they're stuck between 2 sites right now. Scuba currently in the Clarke spawn looking for kills. It's not going to work out too well, though. Under 30 seconds to play. Huskies need to take one of these points right now. Scuba going to get taken down. Trophy system's up for Pinery.
Unfortunately, they're getting pretty staggered.
Yeah, they just got so separated after that first push fell apart. 20 seconds to work with now. Huskies need to go for A right now. They have no other option. 12 seconds to go. Final push. Getting ready. They're going to send a bunch of players in at once, hoping that one of them can stick on that point. But final few seconds ticking down. Twent now in control.
Clarke lets them get the point.
I think they were expecting a last-second B push because the Huskies waited for a minute to come onto the site. Site's contested. One Clarke player goes down, but there's more. Huskies fall off the site. Still in control for now. Holding progress. This last tick is huge. Buys them an extra minute of time. And they're going to get it. An extra minute on the clock here, but Huskies playing with a 5-life deficit now. And not a ton of time against a very difficult B site to capture. Pinery, big kill there. Needed that one. Quickly gets traded, though. And now a 6-life gap between these team. Huskies only have 7 to work with, 3 actual respawns. The final 4 lives are the last life for each player. Scuba, big damage on 2 different players there, but not able to get the kill on either for the moment.
30 seconds left.
Yeah. Not a ton of time on the clock here for the Huskies, but they have reduced the life gap to only 4. They've made some progress here, but they need to get on that site. They need to capture a point right now. Running out of time to do so. 2 Huskies go down. Last chance here for MTU. No respawns. Everybody on their last life. Pinery, last second blitz for it. Not going to get it. Clutch Rush, same deal. Gets on the site, but quickly going to get taken down. Just Scuba and Twent. Just Scuba with 1.2 to play. Gets a kill. Has some progress here, but going to get taken down. Clarke wins round 3 by deletion of lives, and now Clarke looking to make it a 2-1 series lead. Just one more round in control point necessary for them. Huskies need to win the next 2.
That decision to back off of A could have cost them that round there.
It was a risky choice. I think what it was is that they thought that the Huskies' push was taking too long, so they assumed that they were trying to go around and take B. So Clarke freaked out, backed off, expecting a B push. And that's what opened the door just a little bit for Michigan Tech to sneak onto that A site. And for the Huskies, it wound up working out.
Yeah, they really capitalized on that.
But then just ran a little too low on lives, a little too low on time there. And we're not able to figure out how to make that B push work in time. Clarke just in dominant control here on A, going for a very quick capture. Huskies trying to trim lives, but not doing so right now. Clarke gonna take control of the A site here very quickly. But they're all getting farmed out of this pit. Clutch Rush eventually taken down. Clarke with a 1 life advantage, 2 minutes and 13 seconds on the clock, and they're making some pretty quick progress towards that B site. Huskies need to stop this one right now. Animal on a 5K. Cruise missiles are a thing in this game mode, and they could be very helpful for you on control point. Clutch Rush getting shot at from a couple different angles here, and gonna get taken down. Truffle Stuff and Animal having fantastic games this round for Clarke. A little bit of control progress there for Clarke, but the Huskies get back on that point. There is not going to be any permanent progress here. Pinery gets a kill, but quickly traded. Another Clarke push coming. All 3 players from Michigan Tech in position to make this counterplay, but still do not want to give up too much to these guys. 1:45 to go. Twent, big kill there. Going to slow down Clarke, and Michigan Tech with the advantage in the life count. Also have fully erased all Clarke progress on B. Twent gets taken down after a nice kill streak. And Clarke making another push. Clutch Rush catches 1 kill, but gets traded quickly. Seems like Michigan Tech has not been able to get in position quite yet for each wave of Clarke attacks. They're letting them onto the site for a little while, which is a risky strategy. But it seems like they're doing better being able to retake when they get on the site instead of trying to get them while they're trying to make the push.
Yeah, the thing is, every single trade is still in favor of Michigan Tech because they are, in fact, closer.
Yeah. Clarke back in the positive life total now with a 2-life lead over Michigan Tech. But time starting to become a factor. Can the Huskies make those 8 lives last? We will see. Michigan Tech holding that Clarke progress as far back as they can. But now Clarke back on the point, looking for more progress. 7 lives to 5 now. Michigan Tech making that life total work for them. 6 to 5. 1 life difference now. 5 to 5. Only 1 respawn left for both teams. Twent gets behind the bus, waiting for a Clarke player to overreach. You're going to see the game slow down quite a bit here. Both teams very aware of their mortality at this moment.
Yeah, this is the deciding moment.
Push there from Big M. That's a big kill. Oh, Pinery, I think, just overextended a bit there. Clutch Rush and Pinery both go down. 2 lives left for Michigan Tech against 4 for Clarke. But they are stratified. Now just Twent remaining. Needs a 4K here. Players on the site for Clarke. Can't get that shot off. And Clarke is going to take game 3. Officially going into series 4, or game 4, excuse me, with the series lead. After a game 1 win from Michigan Tech, Clarke Close games, mind you. But winds up falling to the Huskies here. And we'll have to see what they can do back on Karachi, this time on hardpoint in Game 4.
Yeah, both of these point games, hardpoint and control point, have been really back and forth. And we're going to see that again after this with hardpoint coming back.
Yeah, exactly. So, tough loss there for the Huskies. Got very close in really every single one of those rounds, but that B site on Karachi proving to be very difficult, really on both sides of the map, but especially on offense there.
For sure, yeah.
All right. Well, as map 4 gets set up, we are going to be back on Karachi for hardpoint. We'll see you there. But reminder to like and subscribe if you have not already. We'll see you back for map 4 in just a bit. Welcome back, everybody. Game 4, ready to get going here. We are playing hardpoint on Karachi now. It's been a while since we've seen this map in the hardpoint rotation. Everybody going to rush to that center pit. So far, Clarke with the early lead. This is a site that is going to be just a nightmare to hold, though, with all these vantage points looking down, really from every angle. Very difficult site to hold for an extended period of time. Clutch Russ, nice kill there. Traded quickly by Truffle Stuff.
Quickly seeing what you mean there with that immediately kill on the high ground.
Yeah. Like, there's just so many routes onto this site. There's so many vantage points from above that holding it for more than 10-15 seconds, honestly, is pretty impressive. You can see Michigan Tech really hasn't even bothered to try to hold for an extended period of time on P1. Like, they've had the site uncontested at times. It's just overreaching and then immediately getting killed is something they're not interested in here. Clarke is going to find it to wrap up P1. And they're in position here on P2 with the diner. Not great news for Michigan Tech. Animal waiting for a rotation from MTU. Ultras picks up a kill in the apartments. And Huskies just trying to get on this site. They need some progress here. Cannot let Clarke build up an early lead. Truffle Stuff waiting for a tech push. They know it's coming. They know what angle it's from, too. Henry looking for an alternate angle. Huskies just seems like they're not confident they're going to be able to pick up this push on offense here, and instead electing to try to hold P3.
Not a bad strat considering they just got 2 picks who were heading towards mid there.
That is true. So this is a site they need to hold pretty much for the entire duration. If they cannot hold down P3, they're going to be in big trouble for the rest of this game. They will start with control. Going to have some time here before Clarke can even get set for a push. Clutch Russ getting ready. Does not know how many players are there for Clarke at the moment, though.
Does escape.
Scuba does not get taken down. Trying to keep that vantage point for as long as possible. Keep Clarke off this point. Animal with another 5-kill streak. But Twent still sitting there, holding down this site. Contested for a moment by Clarke, but still in possession of the Huskies. Now we'll go to Clarke. Huskies get 30 points out of it, but is that going to be enough? Huskies might go for a last-second push here. They're going to get a few more seconds out of this point. And Clutch Russ just going to sit on it for the remainder of time as P4 gets set. Clarke in position for a longer-term hold, but Tech looking to get a quick early capture here. Let's see what happens. Twent standing just off the point, gets a kill there. Possibly opening the door for MTU to take this point. They're going to go for it. Twent holding it down, trying not to get caught offsides by anybody. Knows there are Clarke players over that barrier. Get some damage on one, but now the entire MTU team is here in a fantastic position to hold this site long term. Scuba and Clutch Russ picking up some kills from above. Exactly what you want to see from the Huskies here, trying to claw themselves back into this game. If they can hold this for duration, it'll be about tied. Clarke going to make one last stab at it before they reset. Scuba jumping from building to building. Gets behind one. Nice kill there. Huskies back off the point for now. Clarke might get some pieces, but a really nice P4 there for Michigan Tech.
Tech has been really quick to hop off the point and regroup to the next one, which I think might work out in their favor in the end.
Yeah, well, this is something where they lost so much progress on P1 and P2 that it's where they need to get in position. They need to get set up to win at least half of every single point from here. And that's what they're doing. So instead of fighting for the last 10 points when Clarke wins that push eventually, they're electing to get fully set up on the next one. So Clarke is going to have a massive pain trying to retake it later. And so far that strategy has worked. They just need to make sure they actually keep somebody on the site for an extended period of time to pick up those points. Because if not, Clarke is going to get up behind you and start making that progress like they are right now. Clarke trying to extend that lead, doing a good job of doing so far. Clutch Russ sending some nades out, gets stunned. And just a storm of grenades coming from Clarke there.
Looks like
Go ahead.
Looks like Clarke sent a player there to hold mid, but he got taken out pretty quickly there.
It's the strategy they're going for. And now Michigan Tech, we'll see if they're able to hold this pit with so many players in upper vantage points. But 2 big kills there on Scuba and Twent are going to leave a door open in the defense immediately. Clutch Russ gets traded as well. And just like that, Clarke on the site extending their lead. Twent gets a kill, looking for a way back in. Huskies need it at this point. They need to push for this site. 35 seconds to go. No reason to fall off of it yet. Or at least stave off the damage from Clarke. Do not let them get extended time on this site. Scuba looking. Drops a frag grenade, but gets caught by a trophy system. 20 seconds left here. Clarke with about a 70-point lead.
Tech is pretty well set up for the next point, though.
Yeah,
So,
and I mean, they're going to need the entire 60 points on this one. This like they need to hold this point now to keep themselves in this game. They cannot let Clarke run away with this.
yeah, they've got Clarke pretty staggered well here. But it looks like they're looking to group up.
Pinery and Clutch the two on the point. Scuba lurking in the apartments gets traded. And now Twent looking to catch whatever player killed Scuba. The push coming in there, too much for Clutch Russ. Clarke takes the point again. They're both playing off-site. Trying to find a way to trim these players down so they can hold it for extended time. Site's contested. Twent in a 1v1. And so far, the Huskies able to push them off. They needed a bunch of points on P2, and that is what they're getting right now. And you can see it's Scuba and Pinery going around the border of the map trying to get set for P3. Clutch Russ respawns back there as well. Very big result there for Michigan Tech as they try to hold down this site. They need to hold this. Clutch Russ needs to get kills. The lead's been cut to about 50. That was a nice P2 for Michigan Tech, but they cannot let Clarke win this site.
It was interesting to see he actually even left those last few 5 or 6 points to rotate early.
Yeah, like just having the extra body there, especially when players started going down for the Huskies, they needed to make sure they're in a position to pick up about 30 to 40 points off of this one. Those extra 5 points, they're nice, but making sure that Clarke doesn't go on a 40-point run here. Twent on a 10-killing spree, finally goes down. Might have the attack helicopters, one of their kill streaks as well. That could be huge. No kill streaks usable there for Twent. Pinery overextends just a little bit, but the Huskies have made a significant dent in this Clarke lead. The lead now only about 20, but Clarke in position here on P4. How much of a run can Clarke go on here? Twent has a cruise missile ready. This will be huge for clearing the point. You can see the Clarke players spreading out trying to avoid it. But Twent still gets 2 kills. That is going to open the site for Michigan Tech. A huge cruise missile. Trophy system's trying to drop down as well. Huskies need these points. Let's see how many they can get off of P4. Animal also uses a cruise missile, but only gets 1. Big kills there from Twent and Scuba. Needed those, but Clarke now in possession of the point. 2 players on it for them. Finds 1. Clutch Russ not able to get the second in time. But Clarke going to back off the point, at least for now. 20 seconds left on this one. Huskies down 18. Trying to pick up more pieces. Need more progress towards that 250-point mark. Clarke, if they win this game, win the series. Final few seconds. Scuba not going to bother picking up the points there. Just want to make sure to stave off any further damage from Clarke. Current score 190 to 69. Clarke in position to extend their lead for the moment. Let's see how long that lasts. Huskies push comes in. 1 player left for Clarke, picks up a kill. Both teams just rushing towards the point non-stop. Neither team currently making progress, but Clarke sitting in a corner nearby. Michigan Tech taking points away. The margin back to 20 points. Clarke retakes the point, though. Twent sending nades in, but quickly taken down. 25 seconds to go here for Clarke. Huskies looking for one last push. Also trying to get ready for P1. You can see Clutch Russ and Twent on the bottom half of your mini-map. Trying to get set for this position. They know they need to hold this one, and they need to hold it for a long time.
And unfortunately, that's going to be the hardest one to hold.
It's so tough because of all those vantage points. There's a lot of barriers, which means that Clarke is going to need to find the right vantage points to get them. But that's only going to buy you so much time. Clutch Russ, nice kill there. Huskies, for the moment, have found a position to hold. Pinery needs that kill. Gets it. Clarke in possession of the point. Only 1 player there, though. Still contested, but now Huskies in control, trying to bring themselves back in this game. 227 to 197. Huskies need to run this one all the way through. They're in a position to hold P2 as well if they can somehow keep this point. Twent getting in position. It seems like Clarke is backing off of P1 entirely. Now you can see Pinery holding it, dropping a trophy system. Huskies, The fight over by Diner is going to be very important here. Scuba facing Amari. Probably knows he's on the site. Sees him, gets the kill. One more kill to get here for Michigan Tech. Scuba, massive kill. Gonna slow down the Clarke offensive. And just like that, the Huskies are gonna tie this game up and currently in control, trying to take the lead. A minute 47 on the clock here. Time will not be a factor because that clock stops when there's a player on the hard point. Both teams going to be vying for it here. Only 10 points to go for Michigan Tech. Clarke, last chance to make a push. Nobody's even in the right zip code. Michigan Tech is going to take game 4, and they're going to take it in style. What a nail-biter. What a comeback win for the Huskies.
That was absolutely huge. And we could hear those COD guys pop off once
Yeah,
again.
getting excited about that one. They have every single reason to. What a game there. And for the first time this season, we're going to game 5.
Yeah.
This is going to be fun. All right. Big kills there. Twent, Scuba, and I believe Clutch Russ were the 3 big players there because Pinery was picking up the last few on P1. Massive, massive endgame there for Michigan Tech. Down about 70 points when Clarke was at 200, I believe, and just found a way to claw themselves back into this game. And now game 5 is going to be search and destroy.
Yeah, that's so interesting to see how much better they're doing on a game that they were not as doing well prior.
Yeah,
It's
Hardpoint was the one it seemed like they were having the most issues with.
Yeah.
And those are the 2 games they take today. So now we're going to see, I mean, if they can find that momentum back for search and destroy, taking this series in 5 games, going all the way against Clarke, this could very well be the turning point. And like we said, with recent playoff implication changes, there's a lot to play for here. Huskies still fighting for a playoff spot. So we are going to see what happens in game 5. We'll see you right back here for Search and Destroy to wrap this series up in just a bit. Coming into this game, these two teams had yet to win a match outside of a forfeit win from San Jose State. Both of these teams with all to play for, looking for their first played win of the season. We've made it all the way to Game 5, and now this Search and Destroy map on Rio going to be our decider. Let's see what happens here. Huskies on the attacking side to start. Remember, first to 6 rounds is going to win this series in Game 5. Animal gets first blood for Clarke, 2 players down already for Michigan Tech, and now just a 1v4 for Pinery. Pinery's been in these situations a few times, but the Clarke player is going to swarm him. Nothing he can do there. Clarke going to take a 1-0 lead. 5 more rounds for them. Animal, 3K in round 1. Had a fantastic performance for Clarke in game 2 of this series. And we'll see if that hot streak continues for them. Huskies need to figure something out here. Last time the Huskies played Search and Destroy on Rio, I believe, was against Newberry College. Picking up 3 rounds in a streak against them, trying to keep themselves alive in that series. 3 rounds against a very difficult opponent. We'll see what they're able to do here in this deciding map. Huskies on defense now. Pinery going to get taken down. Animal, once again, the culprit. And Clarke is going to go for a plant on the A site. Bomb is down. 4 versus 3 retake opportunity here for the Michigan Tech Huskies. Big kill there by Twent. Needed that one. Amari team kills. We're in a 2v1 situation now. Lots of trades happening quickly. Twent, the last player alive for MTU. 30 seconds to work here against Truffle and Amare. Very difficult angles to retake here. Knows somebody's going to be in this market most likely, but needs to hurry. Final few seconds ticking down. Gets 1 kill. 12 seconds to go. Needs the kill right now. Spots them. Not enough time on the clock here. Huskies forced to go for a defuse opportunity, and that is not going to do it. Clarke going to win round 2, but a much closer one that time. Michigan Tech needs to build this momentum. Cannot let this game get out of hand.
They played this team not even an hour and a half ago. They played the same mode, so I think they know what they're doing. Mm-hmm. They can definitely reflect upon their last game. They've had time in between matches.
Yeah. Reminder, game 2, Michigan Tech lost that Search and Destroy game on Invasion with a final score of 6-1. So Clarke playing very well today on S&D. Huskies need to find some momentum here, back on the offensive side. Let's see how they respond. Big M staying on this escalator, hoping for a Husky to overextend. Clutch Russ taking shots, not going to go down quite yet. Both teams trading shots, trying to play pretty conservative. Do not want to be the first one to drop. Do not want to give the opposing team the advantage. Clutch Russ peeking out, but not committing to an angle yet. Still a 4v4, and now Pinery picks up a big kill there for the Huskies. A 2v4 now. Truffle stuff going to go down as well. And the bomb planted for Michigan Tech. 2v4 situation. Big M and Amari trying to push in. Scuba catches Amari. 1v4 situation now for Big M. Needs an ace to clutch this round with 30 seconds to go. Can Big M find it? Not ready for Pinery in the corner. Michigan Tech takes their first round of this series. 5 rounds to go for them. And we're going into round 4. Tech going to be back on defense.
Yeah, big flawless for them.
Yeah, Pinery, 2 nice kills there, catching them in rotation. not allowing the Clarke players to respond after that plant. Very nice work there from Michigan Tech. Very slow, methodical push, not overreaching, not letting anybody get caught early. Just well done across the board there by the Huskies. And now looking to tie up this game. Clarke going to be on the offensive, truffle stuff with the bomb. All four of them pushing that outer lane. Pinery picks up a pick out there early and knows there's more. Has not been hit yet, trying to catch more damage. We'll see if they can do it. Clutch Russ gets a kill, 4v2, is going to get traded, now a 3v2. The Clarke player is going to push on this walkway to get into the building and try to go for a B plant. Oh, Pinery doesn't see him. The smoke obscuring the view of the Clarke player just enough. Pinery going to have to back off. Does not want this fight against a player he can't see. Scuba gets behind. Now just Big M remaining. Sitting in that walkway. Pinery knows where he is. Knows the push is coming. Twent goes down on the site though, and now we have a 1 versus 2. Pinery and Scuba gonna need to retake a site. Big M choosing to go to A. Huskies might have lost track of him. Big M knows he has time on the clock. Wants to make sure this site is clear before he plants. And neither Michigan Tech player making any kind of push. I'm starting to wonder if they don't know that Big M has the bomb. But now they definitely know. The bomb has been planted at A. Both of them looks like they're going to do a coordinated push here. 30 seconds to go. They need to find Big M. They need to kill him and get the defuse before that timer at the top of your screen expires. 23 seconds to go. The push. And a successful trade there. Pinery takes the bait. And just like that, Scuba able to swoop in and pick up that kill on Big M. This game is tied at 2 apiece. 4 rounds to go for both teams.
That is exactly how you want to see a situation like that go. 2v1 situation, Tech players not moving an inch, not giving him a chance to fight any ones, and then both swinging at the exact same time.
A huge, huge momentum swing here for Michigan Tech. Went down in this game 2-0. Remembering how the first Search and Destroy game went in this series in game 2. They're throwing all that out the window. They're stringing rounds together. Let's see if the Huskies can get it done. Round 5. Clutch Russ trying to start this push on the offensive side for the Huskies. Will get traded. And now a 3v2, 3v1. Scuba, the last player left for the Huskies. They don't know where he is, but the bomb is down on B site. Scuba going to need to play slow, try to draw out 1v1s. A minute to play. Scuba trying to spot somebody. Big M and Truffle stuff. Both on B. They've surrendered control of the bomb to Scuba, who's now going for a plant. They're not choosing to counter while he plants either. The bomb is planted. Scuba now. Retake opportunity for Clarke. Getting into a position pretty distant from the bomb, but hoping to force a 1v1. Gets exactly that. Scuba going to run away. 1v1 situation and has a cruise missile ready. Will not be using it this round, almost certainly. Needs to get down, needs to regenerate health. Got picked out there by Big M. 20 seconds to play. Knows Big M has to push. There it comes. Lots of damage being done. Scuba finds it. Michigan Tech takes the lead here in Game 5. 3 rounds to go for the Huskies. Scuba in a 1v2 situation doesn't have the bomb, has the wherewithal to play it slow, play methodically, and does exactly what he needs to do to get that job done. What a round there from Scuba. 7-2 so far in this game. Michigan Tech back on defense. Truffle stuff with the bomb. Looks like they're leaning towards A. Only Clutch Russ is there right now. Quickly met outside. Does get one player, but Clutch Russ and Scuba both go down. 3v2 in favor of Clarke. They're going to have time to get the plant off, but nobody has the bomb currently. Twent and Pinery, the last 2 standing for the Huskies. Clarke will get the plant. And Twent knows somebody's in there. Very common spot to lurk when you have the bomb planted on A. Twent going to be able to pick up the trade off of Pinery, but a 1v2 is not favorable for the situation the Huskies were in. Twent will regen back up to full HP, but needs to find a push and do it quickly. Not going to happen there. Clarke going to tie this series right back up at 3 rounds each. 5 rounds to play here in Search and Destroy. Whichever team wins 3 of these is going home with their first win of the season.
This is getting quite literally as close as it can be.
I cannot think of a closer COD series I have ever casted. This is going down to the wire, and both of these teams giving it everything they've got. Animal putting on a show for Clarke, sitting at 10-4. Scuba leading the pack for the Huskies, sitting at 7-3. Everybody else, 3 kills each. Huskies going for what looks like a fast A push as well. Truffle gets hit heavy by a grenade. Going to have to wait to try to counter any pushes here. Clutch Russ expects somebody in garage. Nice kill there by Scuba. Trimming pixels there, but able to get that kill. Amari takes heavy damage, but Scuba's going to go down first. Clarke going to win that round. Michigan Tech just got swarmed. Clarke found their way behind Michigan Tech there. Yeah, you can see Pinery not ready for that flank. And now Clarke once again with the lead.
Yeah, you can definitely see Clarke was a lot more aggressive there compared to their other rounds that they have lost. I think that is why they lost those other rounds too.
Yeah, the Huskies were not ready for that counter push. And we'll see if that's something they're ready to adapt to now. Tech back on defense. Truffle stuff with the bomb for Clarke. Scuba holding this door between sites. 3 players pushing up for Clarke. Leaning towards the A site, but Truffle stuff is the one with the bomb sitting alone on B right now. This is a big kill if the Huskies get it. Lots of damage there by Pinery. Needs this kill. Gets it. The bomb is isolated. Clarke needs to chase down Pinery to grab it. They're going to do so. Another kill from Pinery, sitting at 2 HP, barely clinging on. Clarke finds the bomb, but 2 huge kills from Pinery, keeping the Huskies in this round. Clarke with the bomb. 2v2 situation. Clutch Russ and Scuba. Clutch Russ and Scuba trade. Clutch Russ actually headshots Scuba, but it's fine. Huskies get it done. 4 rounds to 4. 3 rounds left in this game. We are still tied. Trading rounds left and right. Clutch Russ a little too trigger happy there. Accidentally gets the team kill, but picks up the headshot on the last Clarke player right afterwards, saving the round. Small mistakes like that, as long as you are able to recover from them, just don't let them bite you. And that is exactly the mindset that Clutch Russ got into there. Saved the round there for Michigan Tech. And now back on offense. Twent and Pinery taking that outer lane. Clutch Russ and Scuba staying inside, leaning very heavily towards a B push. But so far, Clarke's defense holding strong. A 4v2 situation. Animal almost gets killed. And now Pinery 1v4. Here comes the push. Pinery not ready. Clarke has now forced match point.
They've seen these aggressive pushes from Clarke 2 times in a row and really haven't responded that kind of well. Do you think they can respond back to that?
They're going to have to. Everything on the line now. A chance at the playoffs in play. Michigan Tech needs these next 2 rounds or we're done. Big teams show up in big moments. There is not a bigger moment than this. Huskies looking to keep their playoff hopes alive. Clarke, hard push towards the A site. Nobody there for Michigan Tech. Looks like they're going to be playing for a retake here. Clarke realizes they have the site to themselves and begin to plant. Scuba has a cruise missile coming in. Need big kills here. No deaths from the cruise missile. A missed opportunity there for the Huskies. Big kill there from Scuba, picking up some pieces though. 4v2 situation. Huskies need the retake here. For now, the site is to themselves. Are they going to go for a defuse here? 1v3. Big M needs to push. Not going to have time to get the kill here. Huskies forcing a final round. This game is not over. One round, all the marbles. In Game 5 of the closest COD series I've seen in a very long time. Scuba, I believe a 3K in that previous round. Absolutely massive there. Used the cruise missile to scare Clarke off the bomb. Didn't pick up any kills with it. But wound up stifling their defense, and they were not able to recover. Michigan Tech on offense. This is the last round of the game, regardless of who wins. Scuba drops a trophy system. Does not want to get killed by a flagrant grenade. Amari, very aggressive angle, gets a kill on Scuba and retreats. Clarke knows where they are. A big kill there. I believe that was Twent taking out Big M before the flank had come in. That flank wreaking havoc last time Michigan Tech went for a hard A push. Back to a 3v3, a minute to go. Huskies have time to work with here. Clutch Russ very lit. Huskies need to regenerate. They're getting swarmed. Last player alive. It's just Pinery, and that is going to do it in the last round of the series. Clarke University finds what they need, and that is going to slam the door shut on Michigan Tech. What a game from both teams. What a series. But for Michigan Tech, in heartbreaking fashion, this one's going to come to an end in 5 games. Michigan Tech loses to Clarke University. Final series score is 3-2. But what a nail-biter. And what a series we just had there.
That was amazing.
You can't ask for a closer set of 5 games, folks. You're not going to get much more of a competitive series than that. Just a really tough way to end it there on the last round of Search and Destroy. That is a rough way to get knocked out. But
Yeah.
a really hard-fought series there by both teams. Huge congrats to Clarke. They stuck with it as much as we did, and then in that last round, they find a way to come out on top. So congrats to them. We're going to have a post-game interview for you here in just a few minutes. We'll be right back for that, so stay tuned. We'll also be announcing next week's schedule, and then we'll sign you off from there. See you in a moment. Welcome back, everybody. Joined by Max, also known as Scuba, the team captain of the COD team. And obviously a very tough way to lose a game there in the last round of Game 5. But there was a lot to like from you guys in that game. I guess just like looking at this, especially from a team captain perspective, like what did you see there that you think went right and went wrong for you guys?
Yeah, I mean, this whole season, you could see from the beginning, we had a really rough start. We've been competing with some really high-ranked guys. Our goal was to just keep making that gap smaller and smaller. And this week, obviously, you could see all of our improvements have been realized. Not fully realized yet, but have been getting realized. We've put a lot into working on that hard point. As you can see tonight, we've really worked on bumping each other off of time, working on those rotations, making sure we calm everything. Our search has been more towards the small maps, so that large map invasion was a little more difficult for us.
Yeah.
And then obviously control has been on the back burner, so that one was a little rough.
Yeah. But I mean, control point on Karachi, I don't think we've seen that yet this season in match play. So that was, I mean, especially the contrast between the A and B sites on that map, just with how quickly the attacking team can just waltz onto A site and control point, and then B is just like opposite side of the map, so it takes you 20 seconds to get back there. It's a tough site to retake, especially on the offensive side. So I guess just like going into the last couple weeks of the season here, is there anything that you want to trim up? Because like hardpoint looked really good today, especially in comparison to where you guys were. So are you still going to try to focus like generally on all three modes, or do you think there's something in particular you want to lock in on?
Yeah, so in our practice, we've been working a lot on those 2v1 retakes on search, which I think we did a lot better with tonight, being more comfortable in those situations. Moving forward, I think we're going to continue to keep working on that. I don't think we're going to put too much work into control because hardpoint and search make up the bulk of the best of 5. So yeah, I think just continuing, evening everything out with those hard points, and then search, keep working on those 2v1s.
Yeah. And then next week you have Cal State Dominguez Hills on your schedule. I guess, is there anything you're looking forward to with facing that team in particular? Anything that you've done in particular to prep for that team? Or is it just more of the same, you want to keep your game plan down pat across the board?
I would think we're very, very excited for Black Ops 6. And then when it comes to playing the team, we're just going to keep ironing everything out as we've been doing. We can't work any miracles, so we're just going to keep on the grindstone and keep doing what we're doing.
All right. Well, anything else you want to say before we sign us off here?
I'd like to thank my parents. I hope you're watching. Thank you for being here and supporting me.
Yeah. All right. Well, thank you so much, Scuba, for joining us for our post-game interview. Before we get going, I do have next week's schedule to tell you all about. On Monday, the Rocket League team is going to be playing the Rochester Institute of Technology at 7 p.m. That is going to be a match that will have playoff seeding implications, so be sure to stay tuned for that one. On Tuesday, Valorant will end their season, with a game against Rowan Gold. That will be at 7 o'clock. On Wednesday, the Overwatch 2 team will end their regular season with a matchup against Cumberland University. Also, yesterday, I should announce, the Overwatch team did clinch a playoff spot, so congratulations to the Overwatch team. And then, like I said earlier, the Call of Duty team will be back Thursday at 8:30, taking on Cal State Dominguez Hills. Thank you all so much for watching. Thank you to all of our partners for sponsoring tonight's broadcast. I've been Scrimby, joined earlier by David, and now Scuba. We hope you had a great night. Hope to see you next time. Go Huskies.